you're like, oh, snap. Like I remember when I first wore this outfit with the belt, and now just to see, my progress, it's just really magical. It's beautiful.
Hey y'all, welcome to the Queendom Podcast. It is me, Coach G. Don't mind me, we're goofy. This is Coach Sandy, one of my best friends, sisters, and also a fellow fitness coach. But also, okay, her resume don't just stop at a certified fitness coach. She's also a fashion guru. She's also a interior design guru. So she can make your house look good. She can make you look good inside and out. Thank you so much, Sandy, for being here. And welcome to the Queendom Podcast.
Yes, thank you, Coach G, for having me yet again. We had too much fun this last time around, so I'm excited to see, how this conversation goes. I'm really excited about switching topics as well. This is one of my favorite things to talk about, and that is fashion and style, baby. So let's dive in. I'm excited.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely not no fashion guru. I have a very laid back approach to fashion. Like me, it's jeans and t-shirt, sweatpants, tank. That's about it, right? But I'm gonna tell you right now, Sandy knows how to step out. Okay, Sandy knows how to put some colors, some patterns, some figure together. Okay. But tell me real quick, like, how'd you get started in fashion? Like, what inspired you? What made you like this is gonna be one of my things? You know?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Well, G, you and I are both Nigerian Americans, so we come from a household where we've seen plenty of colors and boldness, right, in our parents' style whenever they're stepping out for parties or weddings or whatever the case may be. And just being able to see that, I was like, dang, my mama and daddy look so good. They look so sharp. They look so regal. Like when I think
Yeah,
about kings and queens, I think about them. And so when I decided that this was something I enjoy doing as well, I thought in a sense that I'm a queen myself. So I'm going to
yeah.
dress and feel like the queen that I am. And, slowly but surely, I really enjoyed dressing myself up in corporate, 9 to 5. Sometimes we get ourselves kind of stuck in this rigid mindset of, okay, we've got to just wear trousers and just a boring top. No, like for me, that was my playground. Like I made sure I wore the flyest dresses, the stylist pumps. Like I really wanted to look good because let's just face it, like I really didn't love my job. And so I had to find ways, I had to
Right.
find ways to be happy. And so, fashion was that for me. And it continues to be that today.
Awesome. Awesome. And it does because you stay looking fly. I'm gonna tell you that right
Thank
now.
you. Thank you. And I keep my clients and my friends and my family fly. That's the main
Bro.
thing is I just love allowing people to be, joyous in the clothes that they're in.
Oh yes. Oh yes. If she's not dressing you, she'll inspire you to get dressed because can't go nowhere. Sandy decked out, you looking like a bum. Okay. You gotta step it up. Okay.
Hmm.
Come
Yeah.
correct, as she says. Come correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, the topic is mainly about like weight loss and fashion, right? A lot of the women I have come in contact with, worked with, and everything, they struggle with fashion. They struggle to shop in general, whether it's because they like can't find clothes that they actually like in their size, and the ones that are in their size are like ugly and frumpy, or
Mhm.
like they're like, oh, I like this, but I'm gonna lose weight in the next 10 like next I'm gonna lose about 10 pounds in the next few weeks or gain
Yeah.
pounds in the next few weeks. Like their weight fluctuates very drastically and they're like, I don't even know what to buy. I don't even think about it. And it stresses them out, gives them anxiety. So,
Hmm.
like, I know you definitely went through a very similar, if not the exact same transition, because you lost like what, 50 pounds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So you
Yeah.
definitely went through your own transition
Ooh.
from the size that you were at 50 pounds to where you're at now,
Mhm.
right? Like with fashion and your clothes and everything. Tell us more about that journey and like how you navigated through that.
Yeah, definitely. And, for anyone who is, you know, going through this destination of wanting to meet a certain goal weight, do know that it's awesome to get to that, but this is a journey that you're going to be on. And your fashion sense is also on that journey as well. And that's what I experienced when my husband and I had decided that we were going to take a 7 month sabbatical to Southeast Asia. We had toured all over Asia. I mean, we'd seen China and Bali and Japan. I mean, it was really dope. And anybody that followed my journey, especially closely on Instagram, could see your girl was slowly adding on weight, like for real, like between the rice noodles and the fried egg rolls. Yeah, we got back and I was like, oh my God, I'm feeling like this is the heaviest I could get. But it got worse. The holidays came around, Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Oh,
And so at that point, I really was at my maximum weight. And I just didn't feel comfortable. And more importantly, the clothes that I love, my favorite pieces, also didn't fit. And I was like, hell no, like this is not happening today. Like
right.
if you go through my closet, I have very unique pieces. In fact, I have a number of vintage pieces that those aren't really replaceable. And so I made a decision right there and then. I was like, I want to keep these items. These are one of a kind, but I can't fit in these things. So I got to get serious about wanting to get this weight loss off, right? And so as I was doing that, I was just being mindful of, just making sure I didn't find myself just splurging on unnecessary items. I
Mm,
found myself just being more cautious about the things that I was spending my money on, especially when it came to, finding deals, thrifting,
yeah.
just making sure that if I do find something trendy, that I'm really thinking hard and long before I buy that.
It's
Because,
done long.
I'm gonna end up losing weight and it's not gonna fit again.
Yeah.
So I would just say in terms of the experience itself, it's just being patient, but more importantly, recognizing that just being realistic with what it is that you want for yourself. And that's what I was at. I knew for me that I wasn't gonna keep my size twos and size fours and sixes
Right.
because I didn't want to get that size again. I was not wanting to be comfortable at that size. Teach his own, right? But I was willing to let go of those sizes because I knew I made up in my mind that that's not the space I wanted to be in anymore.
Yeah.
And so, just be realistic in the journey and just embrace it and accept it, right? But
Yeah.
more importantly, just focus on just buying the basics when it comes to your fat and weight loss journey. Don't buy anything that you're going to find, 2, 3 months later, like, damn it, this doesn't fit anymore.
Yeah.
So don't
Yeah.
don't do that to yourself.
Yeah. And I really like that. I like that how you said like at the end of the day, be patient and that like you didn't want to go back to size two. So for you, it's more about being healthy, not really being skinny. And
Yeah.
I really appreciate that because I feel like that's like a point of view that like a lot of women like don't know that they have. They're like, I want to get down, I
Mhm.
want to get down, I want to get down. And it's like, yes, get down because that is a necessity, that is a measurement, but the
Mhm.
goal is really to be healthy. And being healthy is like a holistic thing. So
Yes, yes, yes. This is why we vibe, sis, because our approach is very
yeah,
similar in terms of, our mythology in terms of how we go about it is different, right? But our approach
yeah,
is very similar in that sense. And
yeah.
so I come with the questions today, baby. I'm ready. I love
Bro, I
this.
got you. I got you.
We got Jay, we got Christina that
Yes,
joined.
bro. I was gonna say, I was like, y'all should definitely like drop
Hey
some questions
guys.
in there, drop some comments that you may have for Coach Sandy here. Remember, we're talking about fashion and weight loss, how to navigate all that, what that looks like, and her amazing journey and what amazing knowledge she can provide for us and
Yes.
everyone else's journey. And she just told us her amazing journey as to how she got into fashion and how her journey like in her own weight loss was. And I just love all that you said, but you kind of sparked a question that I didn't plan on asking, but I think like it makes sense to ask, right?
Okay.
So in your answer, you had said like you kept some clothes like jeans and like sweatpants
Hmm.
and like things like
Hmm.
that, or even the vintage pieces that you mentioned that you're like, I need
Yes.
to get back to this. How could you talk more about like what would you say about, people holding on to particular clothes as their
Hmm.
goal? Right. I definitely saw
Hmm.
that in my own queen community this past week where she put her jeans and was like, hey, like I don't fit these, but like I want to gain weight to fit these, right? Most of my women
Yeah.
weight loss, but this one queen was trying to gain weight. And so she was like, I don't fit these, but I want to, like, this is my goal. So what do you think about that? How do you think about
Mhm.
that approach? Like, what's your thought?
Yeah. I feel like I said, it just depends on the piece. For example, you know, there's not going to be a chance that I can find this particular dress again because it's a vintage piece. So that's why I kept it. But in
Mm,
cases like jeans, right? Jeans are replaceable. And so for
yeah.
me, when it comes to things like that, those particular items, I am a stickler in saying the fact that you don't need to keep those things around, honestly, and in fact, um, it kind of does a little something to your psyche by
Mhm.
doing that.
Yeah.
I'm huge on manifestation, and I'm not seeing in any kind of way she's not going to attract that thickness that she wants for
Right.
herself to fit in them jeans. Okay,
Okay.
because
Only stick
baby,
around the way.
everybody deserves it. Everybody deserves it.
Okay, we don't call them curvy queens for no reason. Okay.
But I want her to be realistic,
Yeah.
right? I want her to be realistic in a sense of like, if her goal is to fit in those jeans, then, how long are you going to keep those jeans around, sis? Are you going to keep them for a year? Because adding muscle is no joke. I mean,
Right.
losing body fat is one thing, but adding muscle takes
And
time,
bro,
you
I'm gonna tell
know?
you right now, maybe be unpopular opinion, but gaining weight is actually a lot harder than losing weight. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
It is.
It is. Yes.
It is. It really is. And I just want to encourage them that, at the end of the day, continue to be mindful of your body type, but also be cognizant of the fact that you can always thrift those things as well. You can
Oh
always thrift
yeah.
jeans, you can always, find sales, right? Things that you know that if you were to get rid of them in the next, 2 to 3 months in your weight loss journey or your fat loss journey or even muscle gain, you won't feel any certain type of way about it,
Right.
So yeah, and then definitely try to stay away from anything really trendy, you know what I'm saying? Like unless you see
Mhm.
yourself continuing to want to keep that trendy item for, years and years to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. That makes
Hmm.
sense. I didn't even think about that trendy tip because
Yeah,
we be seeing like stuff that are like, like, oh, let me get this, and then it don't fit, and then your confidence is shot, and you're like, you know. And it's like, yeah, I definitely appreciate like, yeah, that being realistic with yourself and stuff like that. What would you say are some like definite, like, I know, like, there's sometimes, like, especially as an expert, like, you see things that you're
hmm
familiar with, and, like, you see, like, for example, like, us as fitness coaches, we go to the gym, you'll see somebody doing this exercise, you're like, bro, my back hurting watching you, bro. Like, please stop, kind of thing.
yes,
So,
yes.
what would you say are some of those kind of no-nos that you see when it
Mhm,
comes to fashion or what people do to compensate for their weight loss in fashion and things like that?
mhm. Yeah, that's a great question. The first thing that comes to mind for me is to just wear things that make you confident about yourself right now.
Mhm.
I think we get so caught up in, oh, I want to wear this for my future goal weight, right? Or my future body physique.
Yeah,
But honestly, I want you to enjoy life right
where you're
now
at. Yep.
because I know it sounds so cliche, but life really is short. So why are you buying things that don't bring you joy, that don't bring you peace, that don't bring you love and appreciation for what you have right now? So
Yeah.
that I would say is one of the biggest mistakes I hear, especially when it comes to when I'm revamping someone's wardrobe. I've revamped a number of clients' wardrobes where they're like, "No, no, Sandy, keep it. I want to keep it. That's for my." I'm like, "But you've had it for how many years now?" And they're like, "Yeah, you're
Mhm.
right." And I'm like, "Yeah,
I
let's
get
go ahead
that.
and
Yeah,
get
you're right.
rid of it."
Okay.
Please, let's just go ahead and get rid of it. And let's just really resist the temptation of buying luxurious things,
Mm,
right? Like
yeah,
luxurious labels that we feel like needs to put our wealth on display.
yeah,
If you really think about the wealthiest people in the world, you know, from Mark Zuckerberg to, Oprah. Like if you think about the wealthy people in the world, they're not flashy like that when it comes to
yeah,
wearing labels,
yeah,
right? Like that
yeah,
that's a culture that it may be for somebody else, but for me, when it comes to design, when it comes to fashion, when it comes to style, I take into appreciation how someone puts something together. Is
Yeah.
that exuding their personality? I
Yeah.
would say please stay away from just taking what you see on the mannequin and putting that on. Like that's not really who you are. So really stick
Yeah.
to who you really are and be true to that. Even if
Yeah.
it's, a $3 thrift top like I'm
Hey
wearing right
man,
now.
say man. I ain't gonna hold you. I was just about
Yeah.
to say, like, because I totally agree and I feel you on that because, like, a lot of my audience are ladies who like nice things, and I totally understand. I appreciate it. I think it's good. I think one thing that I can definitely like piggyback off of you with though is that we do definitely misappropriate where we invest in ourselves and where we like spend our money, right? Like
Mm,
again, me, I like nice things. You know me, girl. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm a little bougie, right?
Me,
I don't touch bugs. I don't do none of that. No, you know, kind of thing.
yes.
I totally understand, but at the same time, I think we have to draw that fine line between like just enjoying the luxuries of life and like
Mm-hmm.
putting our confidence in the things that we buy and allowing those to be the things that define whether or not we're good enough and whether or not that we're like, meeting the standard or the quota or the standard of beauty at the time or like the standard of like who's the it girl, kind of
Yeah.
thing. So
Yeah.
you understand. And like me, bro, me and Ross be vibing. I personally cannot walk into Ross because it'll be like I went, bro. If I go into Ross, I better have at least $300 to just waste, like to just waste, okay? Because trust and believe there's gonna be something
Yes.
of
Yes.
things that I'm like, I have to buy that right now. Okay.
Yes.
So like I definitely am a testament to that. Like you can look like $1,000,000 for 100. Okay. So,
Mm-hmm.
I feel
Mm-hmm.
like us as women, specifically as a Black community, we could definitely do better in like where we appropriate our money in terms of like investing
Mm.
ourselves and like looking good and things like that.
Ooh,
Like,
ooh,
hey,
ooh.
dang, like if we gonna talk about it, we're gonna talk about it. Okay. Like
Okay, okay. Now we're ruffling some feathers. Now we're
bro,
ruffling some
let's
feathers.
let's
Okay.
start seasoning the conversation, okay? Because at the end of the
What's
day,
the dance, right? What's the dance we do?
bro,
Let's ruffle some feathers over here, okay?
okay.
Okay, let's tribal dance it out because that's what it's
Bro,
about, And I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't have Louboutins in my closet. I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't got no Prada in my
listen,
closet. But
yeah,
when I got back, especially when it came down to really recognizing from our I guess 7 month sabbatical in
right,
the backpack that I didn't really need all that mess. I didn't need all them dresses. I didn't need all them shoes that was in my closet when we got back. Girl, when I tell you I purged to to the next level. Like my friends were like, "What's going on right now? Like, are you experiencing like a life threatening moment? Like we need
right.
to
Going through
because
a
you
breakdown.
don't ever get rid of your things." And I'm like, that's because I don't need it.
Yeah,
And even when I was deciding to clear off my debt, I realized very quickly that, those Michael Kors bags and those Louis Vuitton bags that I spent money on depreciated so immensely in value. So I was just
yeah,
like, no, like I'm gonna go with the style that is fly with me, and I'm gonna save them coins. So
yeah.
definitely try to avoid spending all that
I
money
feel
on
that.
labels.
And one of
Yeah.
the purses, because I have Coach, I have, I think just one Louis Vuitton, but I got Coach, I got Louis Vuitton, Guess, like I
Mhm.
have purses, right? But ironically, one of the purses that I've gotten the actual most compliments on, like, like, they'd be like, oh, that's a cute purse, whatever. But like, I've gotten
Yeah.
like compliments on this one person, like, oh, that's cute. Where'd you get it? And it's like that. And it's like bittersweet because I'd be like, girl, Ross. And then they'd be like, oh. Because it's like, dang, that's super cute. But it's also like, if you know Ross, dang, well, you probably never gonna see that again. Like,
Right.
okay. So yeah, I'm telling you, bro, like there's one of those things that I feel like um we as Black women, especially when it comes to like fashion, what we put our confidence in, when we base our confidence on,
Hmm.
and our health, first of all, they're all connected. Second of all, we just really need to like, I feel like we all just need to be having like audits, like just personal,
Hmm.
emotional audits. Like, what are my issues right now? Why do I have these issues? what am I compensating these issues with, whether it's food, maybe it's fashion, whether it's like, going on trips, whatever it is,
Yes.
whatever you're spending your money on, right? Because I know for me, it's usually food, right?
Mm,
Great. But
mm,
like at the same time, I know for a fact, like that is such a waste of money because I'm gonna eat this thing right now. I'm never gonna see it again. And that money
yeah,
is
it's gone.
that's it.
And
That's it.
now it's in your hips, and now you having to buy bigger clothes, right? It's all related. And I've been guilty of it too, where, before I had labeled myself a shopaholic, I was in severe denial. But yeah, girl, I was a for real shopaholic. Like my bestie called it out. She's like, "You are a shopaholic." Like, girl,
Yes.
I was definitely overcompensating for some insecurities for sure. And the
Mhm.
fact that, for once, like I was the center of attention and people paid attention to what I was wearing was really refreshing, especially growing up being the oldest, where everyone really paid attention to what I was doing in order to make sure that, my siblings were good, not necessarily in a good light. And
Yeah.
so it felt good to get that attention, and it felt good to be able to just walk in my power and be able to be like, yeah, like this is me, this is my personality, this is who I am on display through what I
Yeah.
wear. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I was definitely overcompensating for those insecurities, but now when I'm wearing something, I can confidently say, yes, I got money in my bank to match with it too. So
Okay.
it feels good to just own up to that.
Okay. Because yes, no, I totally understand. Like
Yes.
you gotta have it be well rounded. Okay. So as women, like, do transition, right? Are
Mhm.
like even like my thicker women, my heavier women, what would you say is some like fashion tips for them on the heavier side and
Mhm.
even on like the slimmer side as to how they should go about like finding clothes that look for good on them and things like that and like certain are there certain guidelines they should think about as they go shopping, as they try things
Yeah.
on?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
All right. Well, shout out to my girls, okay? Because listen, a couple of weeks ago, my sister, she hired me to actually style her for her birthday. And my girl, she a thick girl, okay? She owns it. But in that experience, as I was shopping for her outfits, she was not there with me, by the way. So, it was already challenging that she wasn't physically with me there, but she had very specific things that she wanted within her outfit, right? I'm like, girl, you're really making me work for this right now. I
Right.
felt so defeated. I felt so defeated. I found myself, popping into certain stores, and, I just wasn't really feeling the style. So for all my girls out there who, are voluptuous, feeling that extra, right? I feel you, babe. Like that. Oh, like I literally felt like crying, like right there in the middle of the store. I was like, I'm never gonna find my sister's outfit. Like, no. So I get it when it feels like you're wanting to be cute, you want to be stylish, you want to be sexy, and the clothes that are out there are not really conducive to any of those things. And
Yeah.
so I would just encourage you to shop online. That's gonna be your best bet. I wish, I had more time to have done that. I would have definitely shopped online. I did a bit of research. I know that, I personally love Ashley Stewart. I think the quality of their clothes is amazing. I feel like their style is amazing. In fact, I got my dress for my sister at Ashley Stewart, and Ashley Stewart, you can shop online as well. So I definitely would give them a chef's kiss on that.
Yeah.
But more importantly, give it time. If let me know if I'm wrong on this, Coach G, but for every 10 pounds that is lost, it's one dress size, right?
Okay.
So yeah, so
Yeah.
if your goal is to lose a certain amount of pounds, just consider what sort of dress size that could mean for you down the road too. So if your goal is to lose 10 pounds in the next 2 months, then prepare for that, in the best way possible.
Mhm.
So be committed to that as best as you can. So just remember the 10 rule, okay, is what I'm trying to say. And then the last thing I would definitely recommend is belt that thing, right? So belts have holes, and you can just, adjust it accordingly. So whether you're wearing a dress or wearing over a jacket, right, you can always adjust the belt itself. and you can, allow sort of time to take place for you to transition into this new body by still looking sophisticated, still looking classy, but it's not like hanging off you.
Right.
Okay. Oh, one last thing I would say too, like please try to avoid clothes that are like floppy, those like cow neck tops, right? Girl,
Yeah.
I learned this the hard way.
She said,
I'm
no,
like,
don't do it.
right?
Right
Like
now.
when I was
Right
50
now.
pounds heavier and then I lost the 50 pounds, I was swimming in that thing. So please like be mindful of like the style of clothes that you're getting. Like
Yeah.
drapery is cute and everything, but like just imagine yourself losing 20, 30 pounds and what that could look like down the road. You're going to be so mad that you did it. So
Yeah.
yeah, be
But I think that
mindful
goes
of
back
those
to
kind of
your
stuff.
body type too. Like,
Your body
'cause
type, yeah.
no matter like what weight you are, like you're always going to be your same body type. Like you're always going to be the shape that you were meant to be, right? So it's
Mhm.
like if you are a figure eight, thick kind of girl, that's not the kind of clothes you should be wearing. Don't be wearing no cow neck kind of outfit,
Don't
thinking
you
that
do it. Don't
it's
you do
something like
it.
you wear later on, right? Like
Don't
plan
you
for a
do it.
slimmer, curvy kind of girl, because that's what you're gonna be. Because you're curvy now, you're gonna be curvy later, right? And if
Yes,
or like kind of a straight kind of girl, or kind of thing, then yeah, like you're most likely going to be more like straight when you lose
exactly.
weight. But then that tells you like what outfit should I wear to want to
Hmm.
curves if I want curves, or what should I be
Exactly.
to build those muscles to look a little bit more curvy, or
Hmm.
the illusion of curviness.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So definitely doing that. And I definitely appreciate what you said earlier about belting things, because
Felt that thing.
belt that thing, period. Bro, that's
Hmm.
what I'm title this podcast. Belt that thing. Back to the weight loss. Belt that thing. Okay.
Felt that
But
thing in more ways than one. It holds you accountable too. You can literally see the notches go down. You're like, oh snap! Like I remember when I first wore this outfit with the belt, and now just to see my progress, it's just really magical. It's beautiful.
and I feel like if there's gonna be any form of motivation, and I think definitely asterisks with like the psyche, definitely don't like psych yourself out, but that this is a great form of motivation. Like this is something that you have to be committed to. Like you can't like decide like, oh, I want to fit into this outfit, or I want to look like this, and then only work out for a week, don't really feel the way you feeling, and then be like, oh, like I'm not really gonna be about it. But then you're mad that you don't fit in this outfit. But
Yeah.
like you ain't doing more than like a couple weeks. Like you gotta give
Hmm.
yourself at least, and this is bare minimum. I'm talking about the absolute bare minimum, at least.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
at least. Okay. The real number is like 60 to 90 days. Give yourself
Yeah.
60 days when you start seeing real transition, and things like that. So I definitely like agree with you. I see that. And y'all should just see her outfits. I wish y'all could just see Sandy's outfits. Like, okay, let me tell y'all this story. This is how I knew like Sandy was that girl. Okay. So we both got men, right? So we were like, oh, let's go on a double date, bro. Me, I'm like, as I mentioned earlier, I have a very laid back approach to fashion. Like, if I can do jeans and a t-shirt, sweatpants and a t-shirt, I'm gonna do it. I have cute clothes and I can really be decked out and you'd be like, who is this? Kind of thing. I most definitely can. But by choice, if it's up to me, I don't like to think that hard. I'm gonna just throw on some jeans and a t-shirt, which is exactly what I did. I threw on some jeans and a t-shirt for this double date. Why I get there, and Miss Sandy over here looked like Miss June. Like what? Just not even. Besides the fact that she's just cute already, right? She gonna wear this like cute little dress that like she wearing heels, face is beat. I was like, oh, that's what we do? Bet. Now I know from now on. And this is why I'm wearing a dress for the podcast. Y'all know dang well I'll be in a hoodie. This is
Yes.
her.
Yes. Come correct, sis. Come correct. I mean,
Bro,
listen, like you and I live in a sports bras and leggings. Like the time I'm actually out of that thing, I'm gonna come correct with it. In fact, the first time we met at Girlfriend's Budget, the networking
Yes.
event, I was wearing that. Wasn't I wearing that pink suit? Was I wearing
It
a
was,
pink
yeah, it was
set?
pink. It was pink. Yeah, you're
Okay, so now you see me now stun on you 2 times, right? Like
bro.
this
Okay, but
one.
that event, I was actually kind of cute, bro. I was actually
That's
putting
true.
effort.
Yeah, you're cute. Yeah, you're cute on that. Not stunt on you, but you know what I mean. Like you've
Well, yeah,
now
yeah,
seen me.
but okay, but let me tell y'all, when Sandy steps out, like if she's not like first, like I said earlier, bro, she's fine regardless. But like if she's in sweatpants or like leggings and a t-shirt, leggings and a sports bra, cool.
Hmm.
But when she decides to get out of that, let me tell you right now, I don't care what it is. Be prepared to take pictures, paparazzi.
Yes. Okay. Period. Thank you,
Because
sis. I
ooh,
love it. Thank
I
you.
know Neil be happy, bro. He be like, ooh, that's
Oh
white.
my goodness.
I
Love it.
love it. I love it. But one thing I was like actually surprised and very happy to learn about you as like we built our friendship and like collabed a lot as coaches is that you have your own like fitness line.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me,
Yeah. So, it just felt right to do. I was just like, why not?
why not? Bro, that's
And
just
right
your
now,
first everything. Why not?
yes, I have sports bras and I have leggings, I have shorts as well. I have men's and women's as well. And my sizes go from extra small to extra, 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 extra large. So, I
Right.
do cater for everybody. Like I want to make sure that everybody gets the love that they need to feel confident in the clothes that they're in when they're working out. And so, when I realized that I wanted to actually fully commit to this, I actually hired my client
Oh,
as
I
the
love
head
that.
designer. Yeah, you probably seen her a few times on my post, Jenna, because she has
Okay.
mad style, mad style. I was like, I would love for you to be my head designer. So
Yeah,
last year we
some of those
launched the
products are amazing. I love
yes. She
yeah.
she did the 90s. She did the 90s
Oh,
patterns. Yeah.
okay.
So she's like, we should do the 90s vibes. So that was what was trending then. And so, that's definitely still up on the website. And definitely check it out for sure. Check out the
Oh, yeah.
sizes, check out, my highlights under Fit and Fly, and you will see different clients that are wearing it and seeing how it fits. I also have a Shero apparel highlight as well, so you can see how I'm wearing it and how I'm styling it differently. I've got hoodies as well. So just to be able to see like my business on like just on some sort of apparel, I was like, this is like a pinch me moment. Like
Yes,
seriously. And I
yes.
only wanted to improve from here, whether that means, I'm seeking other ways to make it better or even looking to, maybe branch out with other vendors. I'm cool with that too. And so, yeah, Fitness Shiro, I'm just excited to see it grow and expand and just see other people wearing it and be like,
Yeah.
like how cool and dope would that be? That would be
Yes,
amazing.
yes. That's amazing. I love
Thank
that.
you, bro.
Thank you so much. Where can the women find you? Where can they find you? Where can they connect
Yes.
with you?
Thank you. Thank you. They can find me on Instagram here, sandy.fitness.shiro. You can also find me on Instagram, Fitness Shiro, and LinkedIn, Fitness Shiro. I mean, I'm on all the platforms, all right? As my girl would say, Google me, all right? You
Hey.
can definitely find me there. I'm posting my outfits to workouts, what I'm eating, but the main thing is you'll see a lot of empowerment on my page, and
Oh
that
yeah.
that's really what it's all about. So thank you so much for having me this evening, love.
Yes, of course. Stay on after so I can tell you some stuff.
Okay,
But
tell me some stuff.
we gotta, but thank y'all so much for being a part of this podcast. Thank you so much, Amy, for being here. Remember, you can find her
First,
anywhere at sandy.fitness.shiro, sandy.fitnessshiro, everywhere else.
yeah.
And I will also put the link to all her websites and accounts in the show notes. So check those out. And yeah, this is the Queendom Podcast, y'all, with Coach G, and I will see y'all next week.